So last week we spent the whole week talking about speed, distance and time. Now this week we want to build on that a little bit. There's a few extra skills that we are going to do. They're just going to build on that skill of speed, distance and time and tell us a little bit more. The key one of those is that if I write something like 4.8 hours, well, I want to know how long is that? 4.8 hours is not in hours and minutes. And there's two key misconceptions I want to avoid. I want to avoid people writing 4 hours, 8 minutes. That is not right. It is also not right to have 4 hours and 80 minutes. That is also incorrect. So these two are not 4.8 hours. And that's really, really important that we get our head around that. And it is one that I will see a lot and people make a mistake with a lot, and we want to avoid that. Very quickly, I want to explain why. So if I had something like, if I had something like 2.5 meters, then that is 2 meters, 50 centimeters. So that works, but this doesn't. And the reason this works is because there are 100 centimeters in a meter. Okay, and 0.5 here means 5 out of 10 or 50 out of 100. So that, because things are out of 10 and 100, everything works as you might expect. Over here, it doesn't work. The reason it doesn't work is because things are not out of 100 anymore. There are 60 minutes in an hour. And that is a really important thing to realize. This doesn't work because these are out of 60 rather than out of 100. So over here, we have 0.5 meters, which is 50 out of 100. And so it's 50 centimeters out of the full meter. Over here, we would have 8.8 means 8 bits out of 10. But if we were wanting to turn it into minutes, well, this one would be 8 out of 60, and this one would be 80 out of 60. And so it doesn't work the same. So we've got this problem with out of 60, and we're going to learn how to deal with that. So let's look at a few quick examples of how we can do this. I'm going to start with the nice easy one that you're very aware of. If I've got quarter of an hour, most of you will be happy that that is also 15 minutes, and that is also 0.25 hours. So most of you will have seen this a few times before and be happy. So let's just see why. Well, if we start with this minutes, 15 minutes is 15 out of 60. We can cancel that down. Both divide by 5. So it's the same as 3 out of 12. Both of those divide by 3. So that's the same as 1 over 4. So actually looking at fractions out of 60, we can see it cancels down and it makes this nice quarter of an hour that we're used to. This one's a bit more odd. What does 0.25 mean? Well, that means 25 out of 100. But how many 25s go into 100? Answer 4 of them. So we can see that these two fractions are also the same. So we can see an example there, which we're really familiar with. This one, hopefully you've seen many times and you're familiar. So we're going to look at 3 examples in the next video, which show you how to do these conversions.